everyone, Sam McGramp doing TCGs yet again. Good news and bad news. As you can probably already tell, my voice is not synced with the image. The reason for that is my software kicked out a whole bunch of my settings. I should have checked the microphone when I noticed that all of my logos and stuff were not there, but I did not. Y'all know how good I am at messing stuff like that up. So, I'm particularly disappointed with this one because of how freaking excited I've been by this set, this jump to Lightspeed for Star Wars Unlimited, new release here. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty frustrated. I was super excited. Uh, spoiler alert, but the spoiler itself is minor. There's plenty. This was a pretty spicy opening video, so there was no chance of tossing it out. But same as with the last Flesh and Blood one that I had to re-input some commentary for. There's a little bit of a downer. You're not getting the full impact of my original reactions to it. But at least you can see my face. That isn't actually a big win, but you know what I mean. Like, you'll see the reactions on my face, even if my voice doesn't quite convey the same original idea. Uh, Especially for this first video, I'm looking through a lot of the cards more in detail because it was the first time I was seeing a lot of them. I saw some spoilers, especially some that my bud Clint sent me, um, but I hadn't been spoiled on like everything, and lots of stuff I'd simply forgotten by the time I'm opening these. So I'm good with a lot of cards. You've probably seen a lot of them at this point, but that Luke I was taking a look in, I love that card. That just pay for to make two X-Wing tokens. That's one of my new favorites. Um, I like that E-Wing. CR90 is a fun ship for blue. I always find it funny. It is listed as rebel, but it's generic. Like it's not a heroism and not a light side card. So astromech pilot, we're getting all kinds of stuff with the new pilot mechanic, which is clearly you can play a lot of cards either as a unit or an upgrade. The price is sometimes different if you play it as a pilot versus an upgrade, typically lower because it doesn't have quite the same impact. There's our uncommon Poe Dameron. Now he's cool because you can pay the more expensive cross. We got a legendary right off the bat that Death Star plans. Poe Dameron can play him at full cost, build an X-Wing, and also then assign him to a ship as a pilot. So it's like you can kind of get that boost of getting the X-Wing and then still assign him, which is pretty cool. Especially considering I'm really thinking about building a red-green heroism deck. That really wants to build X-Wings. I've had a lot of fun playing with that with the Youngling as this set has come out. We did a pre-release and all that jazz, and opened a couple more kits with each other and build decks out of that. Uh, Turn those into 50 card decks. So we've just been having a good time with it. Um, but the Akbar, that like General Draven, that droid missile platform's good. I like that card a lot. I like that increasing indirect, but yeah, my plan is definitely that I want to Chimera, gorgeous card. I want to be building X-Wings. It's like my obsession in Lorcana that I haven't even gotten to play yet is brooms. Like, broom funny to me. Same general concept. I want to spit out X-Wings, not TIE fighters. Though I do like that ability. Can use another card's when defeated. There's the Luke Skywalker unit, which is pretty decent, both as a unit and as a pilot. It's pretty solid all around, honestly. Admiral Holdo, um, who's okay, giving a resistant unit or resistance upgraded, +2/+2. She's not terrible. I don't love that card, but it's not bad. I kind of like the B-Wing. I like the art on it. Love that hyperspace fleet interdictor. That's a great piece of art, I think. I like seeing that cargo frigate. Nothing special, but a cool little card. The Dornian gunship. I'm really excited that we got like that's one of those ships. The Dornians came about in the expanded universe, so it's cool to actually see a reference to them. It's always cool. We got the Nabat village. Three, two more, two more card or three, two. You get more cards in your starting hand, but you can't mulligan, which is fun. And then you have to put 3 cards back after you when you're starting your turn. It's kind of cool. It just gives you more stability, especially since you can't take a mulligan. I don't love Rio. Gold leader and a different Millennium Falcon option. Nervous that my new audio wasn't quite recording, so I double checked that. This tactical heavy bomber is stupid and I hate it. Deal indirect damage equal to unit's power. So if you put a pilot on it and you've got it like real like upgrades on it and you've got it really jacked up power wise, that gets ugly. Exhaust a non-leader unit. If you do, create an X-wing, love it. And then when he attacks, you can do the same thing, create an X-wing. Mm, I love my X-wings. But yeah, that bomber is just frustrating. Like that wrecked me one turn. I want to say my opponent, how did he, 7, 9, like just something nasty. And I got toured up. Corvus is cool to see. I also, though, I really like that Red Squadron Y Wing. I think that is a good unit. Um, it's similar to the TIE Bomber, but with a 1 attack. Um, so it can actually do a little bit on its own, but then I just dig that. There's Darth Vader. Always nice to see a new Vader. Especially, like, again, the Vader is solid from both the unit and the upgrade, the pilot perspective. Like no frills on the unit, but strong. There's that hyperspace Ahsoka Tano. I think this card in hyperspace looks awesome. I'm a big fan. Hey, and there's my executor. I was really excited to see executor. Um, I kind of like. I don't know. I'm torn. I think my original take was that I like Annihilator's art better because I just like it gives a view of the ship that makes it seem bigger, I feel like. But I do like that particular piece of art with the Star Destroyers flanking Executor and everything. I'm a fan of that. Always love my Blue Man. Got me a new Blue Man, Grand Admiral Thrawn. Another cool, I like it, how it plays with Chimeras. Lots of triggers off of when defeated abilities. Um, I enjoy that. Like doubling up on them, that can make some really good stuff, especially when it's like draw a card or create TIE fighters or something that really impacts the board state. I think that's pretty cool. Again, I apologize and I thank you for your patience and still sticking with me even though I mucked up the first attempt here. Silver Angel, Blue Leader School. We hardly knew you, General. There's Darth Vader, the unit. I guess he's also a pilot, but the non-leader Vader, who again is pretty solid. No frills on the unit, but strong at a 7/7. Um, but then getting a +3/+3 on an attack, you may deal 1 damage to a unit. If it's defeated, you may deal 1 damage to a unit or base. That's kind of awesome. Like that's a pretty dang solid ability. Um, I like that a lot. That's a solid card. Wedge looks like he'll be a pretty decent leader. I'm a fan there. Somebody just sent me a wedge list to take a look at. I haven't been able to do that yet because I need to make sure I got this ready for posting. But I look forward to seeing what that list has in store. There's a hyperspace Biggs. Biggs is pretty. Again, no frills on the ground. There's Draven. I like him. It's just a when played or on attack, create an X-wing token. General Draven. He'll be in that deck. Poe will be in that deck. My good friend create 2 X-wing tokens will be in that deck. I'm blanking on the card name, but we saw it earlier. Shoot down is a great card. Deal 3 if it destroys the unit. Deal 2 to a base. Love that. That's a great ability. Um, and then Han Solo. Another solid but no frills on. Well, no, he's got ambush. I'm gonna have to take that back. He's really good. He's solid on the ground, but then a good pilot too. You make with attached unit if it's Millennium Falcon, it deals its combat damage before the defender. All of that's pretty spectacular. Big fan of that. This is the point where I'm like, nope, I'm a fleet junkie. My executor goes on top. I tried to get away with that, but I should have known better. Asajj Ventress, deal 1 damage to friendly unit. If you do, deal 1 damage to an enemy unit in same area. Not terrible. Um, gets it on attack too on the leader version. It's not bad. I mean, anytime you can kind of choose to do something like that, that's pretty decent. There's regular fleet interdictor. Ooh, I love that MC30. It's not like a great ship. It's a common, but it's really solid. I like the raid. I like the overwhelm. It's decently sturdy. Mandalorian. I like this one a lot. Exhaust 2 ground units when played as up to 2 ground units when played as an upgrade. Exhaust an enemy unit in the arena. Love it. Looks really solid. We got an IG-88 hyperspace. No glory, only results. So you see what I was talking about? I mean, already we've on Executor, we got Vader, um, and Death Star plans, I think. And we got cards out of frame too. Sorry about that. I think I just realized it right there and fixed it. Commented on it in the original video as well. Von Reg's tie, love that. The Thermal Oscillator, that's kind of fun. So you take a ding to health, um, and your maximum deck size is decreased by, or minimum deck size is decreased by cards. That can make for a more consistent draw in your deck. I'm kind of impressed by that. Um, I won't be using it right off the rip just because the deck I want to build needs a different base. But I'm intrigued by it. I think it's fun. That dorsal gun's nice too. If it does damage while attacking, destroy the target basically to a unit. Home one gets ambush, and if the opponent has 3 or more space units, it deploys -3. So you can get a 7/8 with ambush out there for 6. Um, it's a pretty spicy get back in the game kind of card. It won me a game at the pre-release. Kaz. I don't. I haven't figured out why this is good yet. I can tell by my face, even there. I was confused then. I'm still confused now. I don't. Yeah, it's scratching my head. I really like the concept of that swarming vulture droid too. It's kind of like the 99, the Dalmatian puppies. There's Poe in Lorcana. I mean, it's only 15 this time, but I think that's a cool idea to play with. Um, Admiral Yularen and the basic maneuvers hyperflow. I think it's a fun idea to play around with, especially since the more you have out there, the stronger each one of them gets. Um, I don't know that I will build a deck around that, but my youngling is a big separatist droid, like droid army devastator. They're kind of fan. So that's legendary number 6 of the box, and another really solid one. I wasn't sure about Devastator at first, but you assign all indirect damage to your opponents when played, deal 4 indirect damage. That's good. Oh, that was the other thing the dude had on that bomber, a friggin' targeting computer. So he could assign all the indirect damage. That was just rude. No, it was a great play. It was a great play. I love seeing a K Wing. I think that's really cool. From my old EU days, Anakin Skywalker is actually a card I really like. So he's 2 for 2 and 2 on the ground. He's +2 plus I can't remember if it's 1 or 2 and on as a upgrade. But when he survives and completes and survives an attack as an upgrade, you can bounce him back to your hand, which I find fascinating. I got okay. So this one you get more health and 10 more cards the other way around. So less consistent, but a little bit more health. Um, but yeah, no, Anakin is fun. Just being able to bounce back. I used it a little bit in the pre-release, but I don't think to great effect. I need to fiddle with it a little bit more, but I really, really like that ability. R2 and regular IG-88. I don't know why I put the hyperspace rares up top. They're so much cooler. And I don't know why Ahsoka's not on top of that pile either. I'm a terrible person. Critical mistakes have been made. Cash and Ander, Lightspeed Assault. I love seeing the art in foil. It's really cool. It's one of my favorite moments from The Last Jedi, just seeing that hyperspace jump. I know that's anything about that movie is of a mixed opinion. Gets a lot of debate, but that's how I feel. That's how I feel about it. I like the movie, and I really like that particular moment and like the way they use silence and the lack thereof. There's an invisible hand. Silence and or sound and the lack thereof for a moment, and just kind of that washed out lighting briefly to really give that moment some punch. I like that a lot. Big fan of that moment. But yeah, I gave the youngling. I've got a big my extra cards uh, to give to the youngling, and it's got a full 15 of the vulture swarm in there. So I'll see if he puts something like that together. That'll be fun. Foil Jedi Cruiser, no holes, but solid boat. Boba Fett shielded. That's yucky. I like that. You may deal 1 damage to a unit. If attached unit is a transport, you may deal 2 damage instead. That's not bad. Okay. Destroy a non-leader vehicle for 4. That's pretty dang good. I mean, because like if you're up against an Executor or Annihilator, you can just snipe it out, no problem. That is pretty strong. Terra, Anakin again, Phasma, and the Colossus, the station. One less card in your starting hand. My opponent was playing that in one of the other matchups I had. That won him a game, having that 5 extra health and 1 less. I got to 30 first, but it didn't matter. 30 wasn't my target. Trench is okay. So the cool thing about Trench, though, that I didn't notice at first on the video and noticed after that, is he can deploy multiple times. It's not an epic action. I didn't catch that. Pretty dang cool. Similar, I didn't notice with Poe um, that he's got that. You can just deploy him as grade, like as many times as you have him readied and you have the resource to do it. You can put him as an upgrade out, which I love. I've got Hondo there too. So Poe's really fun as leader. He's another leader I kind of looked at. Let's see, Akbar's yellow. So I'll be doing yellow green, I guess, to get Poe and General Draven in that deck. That's kind of what I'm leaning at. Got the ion cannon. I think I'm in the second box now. Doing 2 boxes this video. I think I'm in the second one because I just counted the 7 legendaries, and I'm pretty sure that's where I landed. It was a hefty legendary box. Uh, Spoiler alert: the second one is not a slouch either. We got a hefty legendary box in the second one as well. Another hyper fleet interdictor. I dig. Page. There's General Draven again. Yeah, for sure. So Akbar, gonna have to go Akbar green is the game plan, which is also tricky because my current, I say current, it needs an upgrade. It hadn't been upgraded really since set 1, but I've got a Iden green was the first deck I built that I'll need to revisit. Um, oh, that's cool though. It just occurred to me I have a really cruddy set 2 Mando deck that I built. Um, that is in a yellow deck pod right now, but the Akbar deck can go in the yellow deck pod. Ah, see, love it when a plan comes together. Love it. They hate that ship. I didn't yell it loud enough, but I'll spare you this time. This time. Boshak's decent too. There's no escape. That was a nice blast from the past seeing Boshak. Like they made a Star Wars mini of him and like popped up other places, but I think of him just he was a good pilot in the first set of the old Decipher Star Wars CCG back in the '90s. Like gets me hyped up just knowing that he's Boshak's back. Boshak's back. I've got problems, I know. Home one. Yeah, we'll have to get some home ones in that Akbar deck. We're already pulling a few, so we're in a good spot to get home one rolling. Might have to get Executor and Annihilator in that blue green deck when I update it. It's probably a terrible idea because especially Executor I don't actually think is a good card. But I gotta have one. It's gotta be a one of, right? You gotta have one Executor in there. If you're gonna have a green and it's Imperial based, like we got Vader, we got, like it's mostly an Imperial deck. We gotta have an Executor in an Imperial deck. What is more symbolic of the Empire than I mean the Emperor? But what is really more an example of the Empire representative than Vader and then the Executor? Like we gotta get that in there. That's just a thing that's gonna happen. I apologize too. My allergies are blinking on right now. Rolling into spring as we are about to be doing. So even as I'm going right now, oh, there we go. Unity of Purpose, legendary. Even as we're rolling right now, I can feel my sinuses and my nose start to misbehave. Admiral Yulan. And there's that cargo frigate. So we're just making our way through this box, Just got a little bit of stuff so far. Think a home one and one other legendary at this point in the box. Nothing too crazy. I love that card. Sabine's Masterpiece. I'd love it even more if I was holding it on screen good. Moff Gideon. And the showcase version of that starter Chewbacca. In shiny. So yeah, you're like, why did you feel so much like you couldn't sacrifice this video? I mean, that first box was good, but this other one's just crawling. What are you talking about, man? Ooh, that could be interesting. That could be a green for either Akbar or Iden, actually. Though I was thinking there was a blue leader, a blue villain leader. I think it was Thrawn. I may pivot off of Iden and onto Thrawn. I don't. Mm, I really like Iden and what Iden does, but also Thrawn. That's something I'm considering. Don't quote me on that yet. I don't know why this card's good. Stolen AT. Maybe it's not good. Maybe that's actually the answer. Maybe it's a bad card. But choose an opponent. For this phase, they may play this unit from its owner's discard pile for free. I don't know why that's good. I mean, I guess the 4 for 5 at cost 3, like it's good on the front end, but you're giving your opponent an extra potential piece of candy. Like I don't know how I feel about that one. It's sort of like Kaz. I guess you eliminate its text. That could include something if it's got bounty or something like that on it. I guess, or something like the AT hauler. Prevent it from being available to your opponent. Maybe that's what Kaz is going for too. That's a possibility, I guess. I'm still not convinced. I'm not convinced, but I'm getting less unconvinced. Hot shot maneuver. Getting less unconvinced. So we're at, I guess, three legendaries this box. Yeah, it's just kind of crawling. What's going on with this box? I don't know. Nebula Ignition. I feel like I can't remember if I like forgot I had that or not. I was going through stuff and being like, okay, here's the stuff I got. Here's the stuff I need. I feel like I lost that somewhere. There's a Hyper Piet. Play a capital ship from hand, cost one less. That's not bad. Like that's legitimately a pretty decent thing. And each capital ship you play costs one less when he's deployed. That's pretty decent actually. That was not the different hero I was thinking about playing, but actually maybe it's him and no, because I'm really not playing enough capital ships. Though Executor and Annihilator are going to be going in there. I'm pretty sure it was Thrawn. I was like, oh, Thrawn's blue. Maybe I have to play him. Victory Leader. It's a cool card. I'm pretty sure I'm right that it was Thrawn that was the one that I was like, ooh, maybe he replaces Iden. I'd feel bad if I'd gotten a showcase Iden, but I never did. So I'll have to take a look though. I'm completely blanking on her ability right now, but I know that I liked it. So I'm torn on the concept of cutting her out. Got my first Starhawk. That's a cool card too. I really like its ability of when paying costs, pay half that much rounded up. That's wild. Like that's a good ability. If you can get that ship out and keep it out, that has potential. I if enemy unit was defeated this phase, heal one from your base. But you gotta tap her once she's deployed. It's when enemy unit is defeated, heal one from your base all the time. Ooh, I still like that ability. I don't know. I'm gonna have to really think about that one. Which of the two leaders, if I want to keep Iden or I want to switch to something else. But I really like. I enjoyed the Throne. Hey, look at that! There's a showcase. Admiral Trench, which is cool. Like being that leader that lets you deploy him multiple times. Like you've actually got to pay it for him instead of just hey, if you've got the resources, flip him. Like you've actually got to pay the resources to flip him. And then this one had some scratches on it. There's one you can kind of that little dot at the bottom of his jumpsuit there, right above the text. So that was a little disappointing. But how disappointed can you be, people? Showcase? It's really not that bad. So I pulled the case, get to the uncommons. There's Phasma, there's R2, there's BB-8, and there's Death Star plans for the legendary. Cool. And there's a foil Death Star plans right behind it. This was the pack that I was just like, okay, this is just silly. That's funny. So this got us up to, I think, like 6 legendaries again at this point, including a foil. Pretty funny. So yeah, a showcase first off, but then a ton of legendaries in these first two boxes. Just a ridiculous number. I felt like of legendaries was red 5. Um, yeah, you can. Wow, I'm wowing over there. I know I'm getting towards the end of it at this point. I think I've still got, spoiler alert, one more legendary left. But I wanted to go into the spiel since I don't know exactly what I've got left. Um, Again, thank you as always for your patience. You sticking with me when I've got my technical snafus and all that jazz. Counting up stuff now. I thought I got an Annihilator in this one, but I did not. We got a ton of legendaries, a foil legendary, and a showcase. Pretty good stuff. But like I said, thank you just for the support that I get. I really appreciate it. Every bit of time you choose to give me is great. I don't feel entitled or really that I deserve any of it. Um, but I enjoy spending that you spend some of your day with me. Um, I really appreciate it. With all of that said, um, definitely check out the product. I like it a lot. Spoiler as well. The new Carbonite, basically the collector boosters for this, are pretty incredible too. Definitely get your hands, just open one just to get a feel for it. If you're not like, I want to buy a bunch of these, because they're more expensive, obviously. Um, but that is a cool product. Take a look at it. Um, and really, just thank you again for giving me part of your day. I appreciate y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy it. Get some swoo. Have a great time. Bye, y'all.